Good morning, traders and investors around the world. This is Joel Elconin along with Dennis Dick. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Benzinga's PreMarketPrep.com. We got a lot to cover today along with the jobs number coming up at 8:30, but it's all about electric vehicles. We'll talk about Tesla, NIO. We will also talk about Workhorse and Plug Power. Those stocks are absolutely on fire. We have Pfizer, nice follow through on yesterday's rally. We'll preview the jobs number. We'll talk a little bit about Mickey D's closing down in dining restaurants around the country. At 8:25, we will be joined. This is a big guest day, both on the morning show and the afternoon show. We will be joined by Jeremy Newsom at 8:25. And then you all want to tune in for our 3:40 p.m. show when Kenny, the Warlock, hit the bid. Glick will be joining me to co-host the 3:40 session. As we speak, the S&P futures are trading up by 23.75 handles. Pre-market low, I know also well because they missed my bid by a buck, 95.5. Big level on the downside. I don't even know if we'll see it even on a bad jobs number. On the upside, we have taken out our 5-day high. Last Friday hit 28.50. We went to 30.75. Thin on resistance until you get to the 31.47 area. That's some highs from last week. Looking at crude's joining in the rally, up 30 cents at 40.12. Gold is in the green as well by $2.20 at 17.82. This thing moves around. You can't even give it a quote so fast. Roughly $2 in gold at 17.82. Silver in the red by 3.3 cents at 18.185. Bitcoin, I don't even know if I'm going to quote it anymore. It's down $80. These are the futures at 9,245. Let's bring in Triple D. How am I doing?
A+.
Thank you.
Look at this, rocking it out without the producer. Joel, playing producer, playing trader, playing chart master, rocking it all out. You rock, buddy. You're doing a good job.
Do we even need Spencer back? I mean,
I don't
really?
know if we do. Spencer, if you're listening, you might as well just stay on vacation. Joel has now taken control of the wheel, just like Elon Musk.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh,
Has Elon Musk taken control of the wheel? The new most valuable automotive company in the world. And it's just tacking on another fun 92 points here this morning in full melt-up mode. Tesla bulls reign supreme. Jason Raznick is partying in the streets right now with his Tesla longs. Elon Musk says his stock is undervalued at $7.20. It doesn't matter. It goes to $12.15. What's up?
Well, it saved his life, right? From a one-car collision. That was I think that was a letter to employees. I don't think he was able to tweet. Well, he could probably tweet when he's on his driverless car, right? Because it's much easier to do. You don't need to pay attention. Holy smokes. Pre-market high. Well, I mean, we've even been higher than we are now. Let me bring up my trusty data window. And my data window tells me we've been to 1135. Oh, no, that's the wrong session.
We've been to a lot higher than 1135 because we're 1218 right now. That was yesterday's. That's yesterday's show, Joel. You're running yesterday's tape.
Well, Dennis, people have different charts with different time frames. Pre-market high, 1229.98.
Holy
currently
mackerel.
trading at
So it's up $100. It's up $100. This is melt up mode. This is what we talk about with catalysts, though. I dropped the ball. Should have been thinking about this on Sunday. We know Tesla deliveries are coming after the bell, and we have seen multiple times where the stock runs up ahead of the numbers, and here we go. We are seeing a complete melt up ahead of the numbers. Short scrambling for cover. Longs, I don't even know what to say. Unbelievable if you're still holding this stock. I played it a little bit. I got out way the hell too soon. You still have a Tesla? You have Tesla?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Joel still got it too.
I'll give
Lisa is an investor. She's like Warren Buffett.
And I'll tell you what.
Where'd you buy Tesla?
420.
Oh, right at the 420 level. Where it was supposed to go private originally. The pot number, all this, Joel.
And I'll tell you,
quietly just getting rich on Tesla.
And I'll tell you what the catalyst was. We were out at Somerset Mall, which is a nice mall out in this area, and we were walking around, and they had a little store there.
Yeah,
And
they have the Tesla. Is it closed now? It's still open?
the mall, man,
Well, the mall's closed, but
I have no idea.
is the Tesla. I heard that they were closing all the Tesla stores though. But yeah, that's where I sat my first Tesla as well. Somerset Mall.
Yep. And she said, I like the car. Let's buy the stock. And I'm like, okay. And that was it. I think I've told her to sell it at 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. And then on the way down at 800, 700, 600, 500, 400. And now I'm just not even going to say anything about it. But anyways, but you know what? This is igniting a rally. NIO. How can you not own NIO now?
How can you not own everything electric?
How about General Electric?
Yeah, maybe. Well, even General Electric up 5 cents here today. So even GE participating here, but it's Electric Avenue, folks. This is the electric market. It's running on electricity. Yeah, Neil, jump over to this one. So this is breaking out. Goldman was all over with the upgrade. I don't know why they decided they needed to downgrade it, because they look like heroes here right now, but they did downgrade it a couple of, I think last week, when they thought the stock had run too much. But you got to know, these electric cars just go forever. And then let's go to
well, I just want to know, when you said at Electric Avenue, what are you going to sing that song?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
I knew you
80s. Would. And then we take them higher.
And that's what it
is.
I just want to tell you that NIO delivered 3,740 vehicles in June. That's 179% growth year over year. So I just want you to be aware of that.
I don't want to be short anything electric. I mean, NIO, okay, let's talk real here. This thing's hot as hell. It goes 924. I got to think it's going to $10. The old Kenny Glick. We're going to have him on this afternoon.
Yeah, talk about that.
I mean, Kenny's right. I mean, and you can talk about, options are obviously here too. So you got to think about strike prices. Traditionally, it was always every 2.5 points. I know on some of these stocks, they've got them every buck there now. But usually that's why you go and you're looking 20, 22.5, 25. You keep looking, because that's where the options are. If we go and look at the NIO options train, they have them every 50 cents. So, I mean, so now it maybe not as important as it once upon a time was, but you got to think $10 is a big level for it. So I think when it comes to 925, I don't think there's anything in there till 10. I don't see any reason that this doesn't go to 10. So am I, advocating to buy 926 and sell at 10? I don't know the path for it to get there, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 10. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised to see 10 today. I don't know if it's going to or not, but the momentum that these things have, who the hell knows? So NIO hot, Tesla hot, anything to do with electric cars is hot. And then you can even look at the Workhorse, which obviously we've been participating in.
What a range yesterday, huh?
Well, that's an unbelievable move. So it looks like the party is completely over in the morning. We know it started to leak. It got up to the big number, $20. We say when, those are big whole numbers. Failed there. Comes in all afternoon, we're talking 2 days ago, and then just they pull the rug right out from under it in the morning, and it looks like the party is completely over. They take this thing down to $13 handle there. If we look at the low, $13.65, and then the buy the dippers emerge, and they take it up to 14, and then they take it up to 15, and to 16, and to 17, and to 18, and to 19, and then 20, and into new highs. 6 hours later, it gets back all of the losses and closes at a new high, and now it's trading over that price, $20.65. I have a small position left in this. I've sold the majority of the stock because I think, you sell your peanuts while the circus is in town, but I kept a little piece for fun. I mean, things are hot. Who knows? Kramer talked about it last night. He says, hey, look, stocks like this could go anywhere. This thing could double, could get cut in half. That was the Kramer thoughts. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, the thing could go to 30 or 40. The thing could go back down to $10. I'm participating a little piece because with the house's money. But wow, what a move. WKHS. $3. When Mitch gave it to us 3.5 weeks ago, it was $3.35. It's now $20.51. It's got to be one of the best calls on this show from our chat members of all time.
All right. Pre-market high 2150, if you want to use that as a target. Boy, oh boy, this thing is just throwing some volume around. So you can't say people are just, painting the tape with this. It's just volume. It's the hottest stock.
How many shares did it trade yesterday? Let's just talk the volume and what the volume was a month ago. Go look at a daily volume from a month ago, Joel, and give us the range when it was $3.
Here, how about I do this? How about I do this? How about
show us? Yeah, show us
a better illustration here?
Oh yeah, we love this.
Okay. Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
Look at the volume explosion. And you've got to consider another thing, the dollar volume, because it was $2. So back on May 29th, it traded $2.48 and it traded 3 million shares, but that's only a $2 stock.
Nothing.
Now it's a $20 stock and it's trading 125 million. So you have to multiply it times 10 to get the dollar volume. So it's incredible how much stock of this is trading. This is caught up in the complete retail fad. And we know, the retail fad gets hot. These things go crazy. And that's what's happened here. I mean, it's already gone crazy. I don't know. And I don't think anybody knows where this party ends here. I'm trying to ride it up. I almost sold it yesterday because I thought the party was over. When it started rallying in the afternoon, I was like, I should lighten up. But I was like, you know what? This thing's crazy enough to just go back. I can keep going higher. And I think it's crazy enough to keep going. It's not the workhorse. It's the crazy horse.
I like that. Not yesterday,
and it's
but
working.
Tuesday.
Lots of puns for you today.
165,502,073 shares traded. And the other thing here, and I don't get to bring this up much, but because everyone's like, do you pay attention to volume? Volume. And all these volume profiles and all volume, right? If it trades a price, it traded the price. I look at volume. This is how I look at volume. Okay, look at the updates. The volume was increasing. And then you got to 324. You had 2 down days, 2 days lower volume, 2 up days, higher volume, a down day, lower volume. Same way, going through the whole thing on the updates. So if you want to, this is the extent.
FOMO's driving the bus when you look at that volume profile.
Right.
People aren't selling that hard on the way down, but they are buying the hell out of it on the way up. FOMO driving the bus.
Yep. And this will also be a good indication, when, and I'm not going to try and call top. I haven't called the top or tried to pick a bottom in this, but this volume profile will be one that we'll be able to tell. Gary Fick, Joel, how do you get to that in TradeStation? Real quick lesson here. What you do here, let me close it out.
Play this promo for TradeStation.
I know. I'm gonna have to give them a
free advertising. TradeStation, they love us.
And I don't even know.
Actually, we have some friends there. They do love us.
I don't even have 5% of the functionality down in anyways. But I go right click, and when you right click, you pull up, and it says View Data Window, and it just actually popped up over there. So that's how you do it, Gary. Thanks for the questions. Also, folks, we never stress enough how important it is for you guys to ask questions. Now, I know there's a lot of experience, traders in here and all, what do we got? Like 6 chats going or whatever. But if you ever have a question on something, I mean, today's my head's on a swivel running the show and doing everything. So it's a little bit harder. But if anybody has any question on anything, please get it in there. Don't be offended if I don't get to it. Also, you can catch me on Hot Mic at 9:00 because we are not covering all the issues. That's code Joel317. So if I don't get to your question here, don't be discouraged. You can join me later, or you can join me at the 340 chat. Let's not leave out Plug Power. And
anything to do with electric cars is hot. Plug, Ballard Power. Fuel cell's just been hanging out. It hasn't gone yet, but it almost looks like it could go. So it's on my watch list, ready to strike on that one. But let's go. Plug, it's 956. What did I just say about Neil? They go 925, they go 10 usually. This is Kenny Glick, hit the bed, how the way he trades. It says stock goes through 9, goes to 10. Stock goes through 9, probably goes to 10. Plug Power probably goes to 10. Again, you'll run into optionality issues. Ballard Power, 1676. Holy mackerel. Anything to do with electric cars is just on fire.
970. 979. That marks your pre-market high. That was made early this morning, between 5 and 5:15 a.m. Pretty good volume in this one this morning as well. Nothing compared with the Workhorse volume, or price. And I think I saw on the schedule last week or for next week. Don't hold your breath. But I think we're going to have the Plug Power CEO on the show next week.
We are. He's on the schedule.
You looked at the schedule for a change?
No, Spencer texted me.
Okay.
I never look at the schedule. I'm like, who's coming on the show today? Because I have no idea. And it's Jeremy. Jeremy's coming on in 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, we love Newsom. We need the energy. I don't give you enough energy. We need the Jeremy Newsom energy to really get the double power here for our holiday weekend coming up. I'm going to get a day off tomorrow, apparently. Although the Toronto market's open, maybe I don't get the day off.
You could trade the futures until 1.
I can trade the Toronto Stock Exchange too tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll run from you, but they don't have a pre-market or after hours, right?
They do. It's interesting. So it is you think the U.S. market pre-market is thin, the Toronto Stock Exchange is very thin, but they do now. They do have a little pre-market after hours action. It's pretty much just on the big names. But yeah, and a few years ago. So there is a little bit of action pre-market after hours, but it's limited. So, okay, we're still going on this. We'll move away from the electric cars here. So we've been talking 20 minutes on electric cars. We got 7 minutes before Jeremy comes on. Shopify, I should have got the hat. The 1,000 hat was on order, didn't come in. Shopify, $1,000. I've been saying it on the show for 2 months, and I didn't participate. I sold my stock. We know it ran from 300 to 620, and I was like, that was all in a month. I was like, I doubled my money in a month. I sold it. I never rebought the stock, even though I said I was going to. Terrible for me to be calling Shopify 1,000 for the last 2 months and not participate. But that's the story. 1042 valuation, meaningless. There's so many stocks where the valuation is meaningless right now, like Zoom, Tesla, Shopify. And when valuation is meaningless, price can go anywhere. Valuation will matter on all these companies one day, but today is not that day. And that is why these stocks can pretty much go anywhere. Never short a stock where they don't care about valuation, because you never know how long it's going to be before they start caring about valuation. And they can go for a long time. Does it make sense that Shopify and Zoom are trading 100 times sales or whatever they're trading?
Who cares?
It doesn't matter. The stock's hot and the story is hot and people are jumping all over it, because you know what? Majority of your investors don't do any fundamental analysis. They just see a hot stock and they grab it. So if the story is hot, nothing else matters. The story remains hot at Shopify. $1,041. Who knows where this party ends?
Trading at the highs of the pre-market session, 1043. Is it bid there or is it offered there, Dennis?
It's liquid, 1042 to 1043. Get out of this thing, whatever you need. Whatever you need, Joel.
Go in the middle, Dennis. Go 42.5 bid.
You probably get done right away. Should I be buying? Probably going 1,100. I can't chase it. I couldn't chase it at 750. I'm not chasing it at 1,040. It's just not my style. I will trade it. I will day trade it. I will bounce around in it. But as a swing trade on this, I've missed the boat, even though I've called the whole thing.
All right. And I want to say that I have not participated either on the short side or the long side. So
remember,
I did buy puts once. And the stock dropped like 50, $60. And I'm like, I am never covering this. And I ended up covering it a pretty good loss. And I think it was that one time you shorted it and got lucky.
Yeah. And, that day I sold my long. So this is going back to April the 21st. And I was like, this has just gotten dumb. I sold my long and went short at I think it was like 660 on that day, almost near the high. The reason I started shorting it is because Amazon and some of those like online stay-at-home plays that we've been talking about, Kramer's COVID index, some of the gamers started rolling over, and Shopify hadn't rolled over yet. I was like, I think it's going to roll over. I think it's going to follow suit. Amazon started rolling over that day. So I shorted Shopify at 660 and I covered it at like 565. I got almost the whole range from that day. I took like 90 points on it. So, which was unbelievable for a day trade, obviously. And, I couldn't play that better. But what I did wrong was I didn't turn around and flip and buy. And if I would turn around and flip and buy, I'd be double my money right now. So
All right,
I called it well that day, but I didn't get it back. And you know what? Sometimes I really can feel my spidey senses are telling me something's going to top out. My biggest issue is I forget about it. I don't come back to it, and I don't buy it back. So that's the problem with selling stocks, is if you don't remember to buy them back, even if you call the temporary top, then eventually they start going higher and it's gone. And Shopify took off without me, gave me a couple chances for about 2 to 3 weeks to get it back where I bought it. I didn't take that chance. Should have. And obviously the stock is now gone without me.
I'm going to throw you a curveball here. We haven't talked about Fizz in a long time. National Beverage Corp.
Yeah.
Just getting a quick question about it. Trading
What's
up.
the story here today?
I don't know. I just looked on news. I mean, it's up on 1,000 shares. It hit 71.
It is bid up at 67 a quarter though, so it's got to be something
going on. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything here. All I'll say, I'm looking at this chart, and you can look at the pre. I mean, this is one of those occasions where I'm going to go to a monthly chart here. And what stock do you think this reminds me of here?
They had earnings last night, Fizz.
They did have earnings?
Yeah, that's his earnings. Yeah, I didn't
really?
Actually, I don't even think it was on my schedule. So
I don't even think, I don't see it on Pro either here.
Yeah, I believe they had earnings last night. That's what they're talking about.
Okay. So. What does this chart remind you of and not as quite as bad, but doesn't this remind you of a stamps.com chart? Gets killed. I know stamps.com came
on the
down
comeback
a lot.
trail.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like Fago. I think they have some other drinks too. I don't know. If you're long this one, hold on. I mean, on the monthlies, it just
yeah.
Looks like it has a lot of room to go.
I think you got, obviously earnings can be whipsaw days. It hasn't traded much, so this is an important day for it to hold on. But I'd say as long as this thing's above $59, the bulls are in control. So for you swing traders out there, if I was long this thing, I wouldn't want to own it below 59, but as long as it's above there, who knows? These things can run. I mean, all trading is about risk reward and knowing where you're at.
Talking about that,
trade on.
Akash wants Triple D. Can you give an example of a trade which went wrong and how you exited?
Went wrong probably because it started moving against me.
But how? But do you have one? Did you have any losers last night or this morning?
I always have losers. So my day trading's different. I give that stuff zero tolerance because I got a feel for it. I also do. The other thing is I'm doing index arb, right? So that's different. So I'm using, I'm buying stocks against the indexes. And obviously that's, something that most people can't participate in because first you need a lot of capital to do it. Second, you need to be quick. And third, I use algorithms. So most people aren't going to be able to participate. So most of the stuff I talk about on the show is usually, like when I'm liking a setup, when I'm liking a swing trade. So when I'm setting up a swing trade, and I just did one, so I'll bring it up here, full disclosure, I'm in this stock. I'm long Spotify again. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, this is the kind of stock that could get, the story could get hot again. So it's trading up here this morning. I bought it yesterday and leaning on the low of the move. So 253.64. I bought it at 256. And I was like, if it takes out that low of the move, I'm going to stop myself out. So, and I'll give it a little room, like maybe 251, 252. So I was willing to lose about 5 points. And I'm just saying that this is the kind of market that, the hot stocks get hotter. This trend is clearly up. It's consolidated for 3 or 4 days. I'm guessing that this could be consolidation to go higher. So that's the only reason. I've got my out predefined. So if for whatever reason Spotify starts to come back in, goes under 252, I'm going to stop myself out and lose my $4 or $5. I might give it 250, so I'd lose 6 points. I'm up 6 points in it already, but my whole goal is I think Spotify could run to $300. So, it'd be a really nice risk reward. But when I'm setting up these swing trades, I usually like a 2-to-1 risk reward. So if I'm risking $5, I want to make 10 at a minimum. So then I can be wrong 2 times for every time I'm right and still be breaking even. And I do these, in different markets, I do the swing trade. It's not my bread and butter. The short-term day trading is, and I trade, off everything with the day trading. I trade the momentum. I trade this. I trade the sympathy plays. We've talked about that kind of stuff too. I do the open. There's so many different trades. I make anywhere from 100 to 300 trades in a day. So I'm doing a lot of short-term different scalps. But the swing trade stuff is stuff that people obviously can participate in, even with the smaller capital. So I look first at what, is my potential loss and where I'm going to get out. So I have my contingency plan, and I'm looking for setups. And usually I'm buying strong stocks and shorting weak stocks, kind of going with the momentum. Spinner talks about that all the time too. I'm basically buying stocks that are in uptrends, selling stocks that are in downtrends, buying the dips on the ones that are in uptrends, and selling the rips on the stocks with downtrends, because those trends can persist for a long time.
All right. You know what time it is? It is 8:26, and we're a minute late here. And we are going to bring in one of the most energetic, humorous,
Is he more
nicest
energetic
guys.
than me?
No.
He might be.
Jeremy, are you there?
Gentlemen, what is going on?
Do you got your camera going?
I am not in a very nice place to have a camera. I'm in a hotel room, so it's just a really boring background.
But we like that still, though. We want to see your face.
Yeah.
Can you do it? There he is.
Yeah.
He didn't make his bed, so that's why.
Geez.
I don't
we
care
gotta
about
have
that.
Jeremy on
I don't
there.
care about that.
No, we want to see if you got with like the stripes on the side or anything like that.
Well, they're coming in. They're coming in, man. They're it's growing back for sure.
All right, I got a couple questions here. One, where are you? Like what city?
Yep, I am in Gainesville, Georgia right now. So I'm visiting the family for the 4th of July weekend. So that we have a family reunion every year this weekend. So I'm down here to hang out with everybody.
And you're obviously not afraid to go to hotels because you're in one right now. So does it give you thoughts about the COVID, or you're good to go?
Don't care.
Don't care. Jeremy's rah bull. Bring on the COVID. I'm in good enough shape. I'm good to go.
Yep.
So how is the service at the Ritz?
It's fine, man. It's fine. Yeah, this one's one of the small Hilton Gardens, I think.
Those are nice hotels. HLT. Yeah. Here's a free advertisement for you.
That's right. Boys,
let's go ahead with your questions.
Fired up today. I've been loving your commentary. You're so amazing.
They told me to calm down in the chat that I'm getting too much energy.
You are so amazing. I love everything you always do. Always in forever.
We love you too, Jeremy. Okay, but we got to get your thoughts on, first of all, I want to get your thoughts on this overall market, because we've been shopping around here for about a month. I know I was watching on your Twitter, though, and you've been kicking butt and taking names. You had a huge June. How did you do it? What were you trading to have one of your best months in a long time?
Yeah, man. I traded a lot of cloud name companies. So Fastly, FSLY.
The hot stuff.
Yeah, that was a big one. Net, N-E-T.
Yeah.
So Net, that was a really big one for me. And obviously Tesla.
You get down dirty in Tesla. Are you long?
I got down and dirty on Tesla. Yep. So played a little bit of Tesla action, but yeah. And honestly, man, just a lot of good day trades. There've been a lot of good moves. Beyond Meat was really, really fun as well for June. And I did a lot of option sales.
Hey, wait a second. Dennis, go wide. We got the jobs
number coming up. Thank you, Joel.
Yep. Okay. So I do have, let's see if I can find my sheet here. Jeremy, you don't really care about the jobs number, right? I mean, you got a job, you don't care about the jobs data. 3 million jobs expected to be added. Looking for unemployment to go down to 12.2% from 13.2%. I mean, you might look for some setups or something, but overall, right? This is you just let it go, right?
Yeah, generally. I mean, here's the thing, guys. If I figured this back in mid-April, if we're not going down in arguably the worst global economy we've ever seen in an extremely long time, nothing's going to make this market go down. So I haven't been short anything since April 6th.
Okay. All right. As anticipated here, they're jacking the S&Ps. We just made a new high. The jobs report here, I'm going to get it off CNBC. Ooh. Jobs report eminent. They're jacking it anyways. I don't even know if it's out yet. There you go. Look at that. 3140, 3139.5, 3140. Do I hear 3141? 3142.
Unbelievable.
42 and a quarter. 47. Maybe if it gets to 47, I might short it here. June jobs report. Stephen Leisman is adjusting his glasses. 4.8 million jobs were added. Unemployment drops to 11. Oh my Lord, 11.1%. They're
Wow.
loving it.
Party!
Yeah.
Dennis, you didn't get picked off there, did you?
No, I know. Thank you. I canceled all my orders. It was a good call, Joel, to cancel because I probably would have got picked up. Like, oh, I forgot about the jobs, and I got so excited talking to Jeremy Newsom. I forgot about the jobs number, and I'm losing a lot of money.
So
No.
this
And
is
you're already done, Dennis?
It's hard to make. And I okay, so years ago you could sit here and you get the big spike sudden and you could grab stocks, but it's tricky now. One is they chop it around and for the first few seconds, then you're like, is it good? Is it good? Is it good? And then it is good, and then everything's already gone. So it's fast. The high frequency traders are very quick. What's
Dennis
that?
does not. No, he's just talking about the stocks. He's
okay.
just he wants to. He
I
tried.
trade the SPY, obviously against it. I use that for hedging purposes. So
Right.
not trading the futures. I've got the SPY on the screen, and I do the index ARB, but doing it on the jobs numbers is not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's quick, man. It's quick.
Okay. All right. Let's move on here. I know you've been in Tesla, and I mean, are you flat now? You have a target? Do you have different portfolios? How you looking at it longer term?
I have a lot of put sales on Tesla right now. You know me, man. I love selling the volatility on this thing. There was money, guys, at $450 for October. I was like, yep, got to do that one. That seemed like a no-brainer. What was it, $1,000? I was just like, wait a minute. I feel like that's over $500 away. Is this real?
How much was that put?
$8.
It's crazy because people are still buying the puts, thinking that the company's going bankrupt.
Yeah,
So,
still
I remember I did the same thing with you, Jeremy. Remember we were selling the 120s for
120s.
I sold the the stock was $250. I sold the 120 puts on Tesla for $20.
Yeah. Me and Dennis.
Me and Jeremy were talking. I'm like, get $20 for the 120. I mean, I'm getting 20% of the value of it. I don't think Tesla. I always said, even if Tesla starts to fail, there's so many people that would buy it down there. I mean, if the stock got down to $100, GM and Ford would have went gulp.
Guys,
So there was no way Tesla's going bankrupt. The companies have too much technology at a certain price. Another company would come in and buy it. So, and even when you're selling at 400, the same thing, Jeremy. If it was to fall down there, you think Toyota and all these other companies aren't interested in Tesla's technology? At a certain price, I think that they would come in and buy the company.
I agree, man. I totally agree. So yeah, I'm expecting Tesla to throw in some nice, interesting highs today. And I know you guys were talking about NIO. I don't have any position in NIO at all. I've always been Tesla. I haven't played Nikola, so I've only been day trading a little bit, but I feel like that's an absolute dumpster fire of a stock in a company. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Nikola?
Yeah, NKLA. Seems everyone knows everything about that company.
They're promoting it quite a bit, which I don't always love the promotional aspect of it. They're on there on CNBC. They seem to be very promotional about it.
Yeah, exactly.
When people care that much about their stock price, it makes me concerned to a certain extent. But the story is hot enough that I don't want to be shorted either, because who knows, electric cars could just, the electric car story, rising tide lifts all ships. We've seen this here. So
the borrow rate's unbelievable on NKLA.
What's the borrow on that?
I think it's like over 600%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's outrageous. So I'm not shorting it. I'm not playing options. I'm only day trading it if I do, and I haven't done any day trades on it in a little bit. So yeah, NKLA is really, really interesting. I'm watching BABA. So I have some BABA leaps. I really like this gap. I'm in the January 2022 230 calls on BABA.
What do those cost?
Those cost $30.
Big bucks.
Yeah.
Well, you're a long ways out. You got a lot of time on your hands.
A lot of time. Almost a year and a half.
When you're buying options, you going out a long time just so that premium, because when you go out that far, I just make this point here. When you go out that far, you don't have to worry about that erosion in time value happening immediately. Like when you're buying 3 weeks out, it's all time value, and that erodes very quickly. But when you go 2 years out, a time value holds for a long time.
It does. And options stress people out a lot, man. And when you trade options, a lot of people buy options so that they can get a good return. But if BABA goes from where it was 2 days ago, it's like 213 up to 232, which is only let's just say a $25 move in the stock, those options will increase around 25%. right? And so like a 25% return is still not terrible. So for me, it's like I just like buying the longer term options and understanding that I can be in these a little bit longer and be a little bit more calm and less stressed.
And the other thing too, and I know you buy as well as sell, and when you're on the selling end, if it goes nowhere, you make money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people got to realize. I mean, of course, selling puts and security, you should have the cash. A lot of things can happen. You could have got your head chopped off in February and March, but that's just one thing to keep in mind. Well, I know you're in your hotel room there. You're probably getting a big room service order coming up soon here at the Ritz. And what are you going to try? You going to trade today? You going to let the boys handle it? What are you going to do?
Today, I'm letting the boys handle it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you and Dennis make all the money for me today. So I'm just gonna be relaxing a little bit. I will be doing some day trading from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be on the microphones in my trading room. I'll be doing that. We have the free room next week. I know a lot of people like popping in and watching me trade because I trade kind of uniquely sometimes. So next week I have the open house for real life trading, but yeah, man, it's going to be really exciting. I'll pop in today from 12 to 2, but I'll take it easy,
So how do you just coming in at like noon? Like, are you just looking for continuation moves, or for me, like if I can't get hit overnight or I can't get hit, early in the morning. I mean, I guess for the S&Ps, I mean, there's a lot of COVID cases up in Texas, they take it down and then they take it right back up. When you're coming in late in the day, what do you look at?
That's a good question, man. That's actually really one of my strategies is I'll look for stocks that are kind of beaten up a lot randomly throughout the day and just go look for some type of really good risk reward opportunity. So if I can buy 1,000 shares of something and risk 30 cents and it goes up 70 cents, right? That's just math that everyone can understand. And so that's kind of what I look for is really beating up stocks that are down a lot and just try to see if I can fade them back up on the upside that time of the day. Because again, 12 o'clock Eastern, market closes in 4 hours. I'll have a lot of idea of what it's done. And if it's down just an absolute megaton at that point and the market's up, I figure, hey, it might get a rebound. So I kind of look for weakness around that 12 o'clock time frame.
What about strength? What about if something's just crazy up? And then I just want to illustrate the point of what he's doing there is that, if he does that kind of trade, most likely you'll lean like on the low of the day, right? Or some kind of retracement of the retracement, correct?
Exactly, man. And
you're always jumping in and looking the same way I do, kind of looking at where I'm going to get out first, right? Like you have a contingency plan on all your trades, do you not?
Every one of them.
You see, this is the key. And this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go out and say majority of newer traders look and they're like, oh, I got to get in that. I'm going to make some money. But Jeremy and myself look at it. Where can I control the risk? Like where does it look like a good setup where, okay, I've got some defined risk here. And now I can get a look at the upside from that. And I love that you just did the 2-to-1 thing too, because I just said it right before you came on the show. I was talking about the 2-to-1 risk reward setup. And on my swing trades, I do the same thing. I look, okay, I'm willing to risk $5. I'm going to try to make 10 here on this stock or 5% and going to try to make 10. So again, the key to Jeremy's success and why he's making money every month is his discipline.
I try, man. I appreciate that. It's very
What about Gary wants to know when you come in the middle of the day, what time frame charts are you looking at?
Good question. So I do a lot of 5s and 15 minutes. So I don't really look at the 3s that often. I don't look at any 2s, any 1s. There's a lot of 5s, a lot of 15s. I'll scan the 30.
What about tick charts? I will cut you off right now if you tell me you look at. You will be gone.
Only futures do I trade tick charts.
Okay, that's good enough.
But no, stocks? Are you kidding me? Like I can't. Dude, I'm actually the worst 1 minute trader in the world. I don't look at the 1 minute. I'm not good at it. I fully tell people all the time. I suck.
Like bullish, bearish.
Boom. It's like me. I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish.
I'm not the greatest on the 1 minute time frame. So 5 and 15 minutes late in the day. And to answer your question, Joe, when you're talking about massive strength, I will, other than Tesla, I don't short Tesla. But if something's really, 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 really hot and it's just up massive, I will look to play, okay, wow, the market's up 2% and this random company's up 24%. Let me see if I can try to short it, put a nice stop above the high of the day and see if it can slowly trickle down. And same exact thing, 1,000 shares, 30 cents of risk, try to get 70 cents on it. And, that's just slowly stacking that wood every day to build the house,
Do you ever carry a day trade? Like if it's going either way, do you ever carry a day trade overnight if it's going your way, or do you carry one if it's going against you?
Dude, it's so rare. Never if it's going against me, but I'm a giant pansy. And when I'm day trading, the only time I hold a day trade overnight is if I've planned to do that before I bought it. That's one of my number one rules. So Facebook was my big failure because on Monday I bought a lot of Facebook at open.
Wow.
In my mind, I said, man, I should hold this for a few days because this is why would Facebook not go up from here? But I didn't say it out loud. I didn't plan it before I bought it. I just thought it in my brain. And thinking something in your brain's cool, but it's not real until you say it or put it on paper. And so since I didn't do that, I didn't hold it. And so that's kind of the discipline aspect for me is very, very crucial in my trading.
Dennis, time frame for your charts.
Me, I pretty much just want the overall trend. So the first chart I look at is the 90-day. And obviously I don't have to look at charts on, I know, certain stocks like Tesla are obviously in an uptrend. But if I'm not familiar with the issue, the first thing I want to know is what has this been doing for the last 90 days? Is it trending up or trending down? Is it a strong stock or a weak stock? That's what I want to know. So if I don't know the stock, and there's, a few stocks that I don't know, you get these, some of these smaller companies. I'm like, I bring up the chart. I want to know, is it strong or is it weak in the last 90 days? And then that gives me a bias because, like I said, I like to buy strength and short weakness because the strong get stronger and the weak get weaker in this tape. I do little intraday fades, but overall, I'm following the overall trend. So like Facebook, your buy was, a counter trend rally and an overall trend that's been definitely up. And that's probably why it bounced back so quickly. If the chart was going the other way, you have so much overhead supply from people who've been down for so long. So, it's probably why Facebook was able to bounce back as quickly as it was, because there's a lot of people who missed the boat on this that are trying to get in on any type of a dip.
Bingo, man. Yeah.
Do you adjust your stops?
Definitely, man. Definitely adjust my stops. So normally I personally suggest doing a time-based stop movement. So I move my stop every 30 minutes. And the reason I have a lot of people, I suggest that initially is so that you don't have to guess when to move it. You just have like a systematic, yeah, exactly. You have a systematic robotic approach where you go, okay, I've been in the trade 30 minutes. Let me move my stop a little bit. So you start chipping away at that risk. So if I initially risk 30 cents on 1,000 shares, 30 minutes later, now I'm only risking 25 cents. And 30 minutes later, I'm risking 20 cents. And 30 minutes later, I'm risking 15 cents.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Jeremy, I know, let's just look like long-term. Let's just look out. Let's just take off our short-term day trading. And is there anything in there that, you've been in and it's, you're still in it? What?
AYX.
Okay. Let
me
Boys and girls is going to go absolutely monster mode. It's an unquestionable fact that's going to hit $200 before September. And feel free to stay long on this one, man. This is a train that's just going to keep running, and I love it.
What is it? Yeah. What do they do?
I didn't know if Dennis was about to answer that question.
No, I was just going to give the disclisten nothing is guaranteed on this show. So he said absolutely guaranteed. I'm like, yeah, we don't guarantee anything. So listen to the disclaimer at the end of the show. Nothing is for sure, but Jeremy thinks it's a pretty good possibility that ATRX is going to 200.
This is totally 100% my opinion, and I've absolutely been wrong on the show many times. So
you're usually right on the show, actually. He's usually right.
Yeah. And I just one more. Does Ashley still have her Square? I know you sold out to Netflix and you bought her Square. Does she still have it?
Long trade, baby. Square is still just chugging along, man. You gotta love this one.
Dude, but you did sell the she sold out of her Netflix, right?
This is correct. Yep. Netflix was sold and Square is just staying long and strong, my man.
Okay.
So, yeah, I love Square long. I've heard Dennis was in a Square position.
I know I sold it because I got spooked on the virus, and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I sold my Facebook and my Square because I was spooked out, and those were mistakes.
Nobody wants to handle cash during COVID, so what's Square going to do, right?
Oh, there you go.
I just didn't think there's any businesses that were open to be using Square ad.
They're not. No one's open anywhere, but hey.
Well, the hotel's open. Hilton's open for Jeremy Newsom.
That's right,
All
man.
right.
I missed
We've
you.
been on the line here for extended time with Jeremy Awesome Newsom, and you can find him at Real Life Trading. I had him on in a few weeks or a few months. I'm saving him for a special day here. Jeremy, fantastic talking to you. Thank you so much. Say hi to the family. Have a great reunion, and we'll be touching base with you next week.
Thanks, guys. You rock.
All
Thanks,
right,
Jeremy.
Thank you. All right, we got the 31.45 here, just while the market was bouncing around.
Yeah.
It's got my sheets here, and there was a 31.47. That's your 6-day Globex high. There was another high up there at 45.75. That's still not within the average trading range, though the trading ranges have been coming down. My 9-day average trading range is 81. So that gives you a target of 31.76.75. I don't know if we're going to get there today, but keeping a close eye here on 31.47. Let's just talk about like 2-day moves, Dennis. And Pfizer, it got to 35.08 yesterday and then sold off a little bit. Did you play this one at all for the 2-day move?
No, because it gave it back, so I didn't see any reason that there was going to be a 2-day move. It closed right on the lows. So if the stock closed strong, it's a different story. I'm long Pfizer, full disclosure, in the long-term portfolio, and I would love to own more Pfizer if it got back down and filled that gap down to 32. But these, vaccine plays, every time you're chasing these things, it seems to be a losing trade. I mean, AstraZeneca ripped up about a month ago on their potential vaccine, was trading up at $58 or $59 in the pre-market or the after-hours session when they announced that, and never saw those levels. So if you look at the chart, you won't even see it. And it gave it all back. Gilead, we know, with remdesivir, it's had multiple pops. Those pops were all fades. Pfizer was a fade yesterday too, trading up over 35 for the majority of the pre-market. Opened, 34.50, couldn't even get any gas to go there, and then came back in. So I love Pfizer. I'd be a buyer of pullbacks here, but I'm not chasing it.
Yeah, too bad he couldn't get back into that gap area. But momentum today, certainly carrying it. So we covered Pfizer here. The only stock without any good news on it. Let's just talk Mickey D's. Let's talk the restaurant sector here. We discussed on the pre-market show that the biggest Pizza Hut franchisor declared for bankruptcy earlier in the week. That really doesn't bother me because I've never liked Pizza Hut pizza. But the news
Pizza Hut's been struggling for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't like Taco Hell either. I'm not a big fan. And KFC, have you ever had that the double breaded patty with bacon and cheese inside?
What do they call that? Didn't they have a name?
A heart
for that
attack.
Thing? Heart attack and there's no bun. Remember they had the 2 chicken breasts, and the chicken breasts were the bun? What was that?
That was it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's no bun. It's a carb, and there's just the 2 chicken breasts are the buns. It's an awesome idea. I have had that before, and it's pretty darn good.
All right.
I do have a heart condition as well, so maybe that's from that.
So what do you think about?
Just kidding, KFC. Although I'm not totally kidding.
What do you think about Mickey D's here? Trading up 81 cents here.
And they shrug off the news. So last night, breaking news, Mickey D's is going to delay the opening of their dine-in restaurants. They delayed it by 3 weeks. So because of obviously the spread. So again, McDonald's still has a huge drive-through business. So maybe not surprising. They hit it last night. I actually made some trades on this. I traded the headline and made a point on it. I'm out of the trade now, so I can freely speak about it. It's popping back up. They're shrugging it off, and maybe it's, a 3-week delay on opening the dining restaurant doesn't seem to be that much of a, of a game changer here for McDonald's either. So there's a reason it's not up as much as the market today. It's definitely weighing on a little bit, but it's McDonald's. They got a drive-through business. I still think the company is a good company. It's just I'm not buying restaurants right now because I'm still worried about the virus.
The thing, I just don't get about like drive-through. Like I so rarely eat that stuff that you like it warm, right? And you don't want to
eat in the car.
Yeah, but I mean that,
you're different though, Joel. You got the doctor for the wife, so you swim, you exercise.
No, don't swim.
The majority of North Americans, I'm going to say, aren't as health conscious as you are. So, and you think you're not, but you really are. Like, you don't like eating, fast food. You exercise frequently. I mean, my kids would eat McDonald's every meal of their entire life if they could. They absolutely love McDonald's. Every 3-year-old loves McDonald's. Every 5-year-old loves McDonald's. They've got it whipped. I mean, you go in there and, they handed my kid a free ice cream cone the one day and they said it's a magic moment. I mean, McDonald's just fires on all cylinders always. They turn these coffee shops to compete. They become McCafes. They're competing with Starbucks. The business just is awesome. The problem is the stock has underperformed and really got slammed in March because their dine-in restaurants are closed for the most part in a lot of places. So the sales are down. And I think when this COVID, when we finally get a vaccine or we finally get beyond this, McDonald's is going to eventually get back to all-time highs, in my opinion. So I don't think it's the end of McDonald's at all. There is just, 220 we're talking about. Am I buying at 185 today? No, because I don't know how this is going to play out. But if you are buying it and you're holding it for 10 years, I think you make money.
Okay. All right. Should we go to some tickers in the chat? Do we want to?
Yeah, pound out a few. I mean, I've pretty much exhausted my list, which had all electric cars on it, and that was pretty much it.
I know,
it was the electric type of day. But yeah, this is just the type of market where, again, if you're coming in and buying them today, now, can we continue? Yeah, maybe there's going to be nervous shorts going on the weekend, or maybe there's going to be nervous longs going on the weekend. You could see some whipsaw moves here yet. But again, in this market, it has paid to buy the dip and sell the rip. We've been up for 3 days straight.
Jesus.
Could we cool down for a day or two? It's possible. So if I was in some swing trades, I'd probably be looking to lighten up into the rallies. I'm always buying dips and selling rallies. So we've had a pretty good 3-day move here.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so, and especially in some of these stocks. Again, if you're in some swing trades, you bring up your stops, and these things can go for a while. I mean, I never thought I would still be in WKHS, even though I'm in a small position in it now, but it's just been a monster. So there's definitely opportunities on both sides of it, but I'm not chasing. Okay. I don't think you need to chase.
All right. We I just did the ticker thing here, and the chat is just absolutely
30 seconds per ticker. We can get like 10 in there. Let's go. Boom.
AMD.
Okay, I'll take one, then you take one. I'll take AMD. Stock is still loved. They bought the dip. Again, it's up 5 points, 10% in 3 days. So, and you're running an overhead supply when you get to 55. If I was long this thing, I'd sell it at 55. That's a swing trade talking.
Okay. For me.
You.
Okay. American Airlines. And it looks a little bit quiet here. I'd like to, before I jump out and make a big comment, I just want to see what it's doing here in the pre-market.
It's up, but they're not participating. The airlines, I'm going to take this one from you because
I guess you're going to do two and then I'm going to do one.
Sure. I wanted to steal this one from you. I'm doing the steal. It's like a game show. I'm stealing it because American Airlines has not been participating in the recent rally. It was an awful chart yesterday. I tried it for a swing trade yesterday. I tried it because I was like, it had the big up move off the hop, and then it quietly consolidated around 1375, and I was like, this might be the 50% retracement in the room, and maybe gets another lift. It lifted to 14, and they pulled the rug out from under it. So again, I lost 12 cents on it, only on my swing trade there, and I was willing to lose the 1% to go higher, but it started taking out, and started going lower, and it's a good loss because it continued to move down from that point. It is concerning that some of these reopening stocks did not participate in yesterday's rally. They were participating this morning, and that's good news, but I didn't like the candle yesterday in American Airlines. I think there's better places for your money, but we've seen these things just get crazy too. If you are buying it, I would absolutely stop myself out below $12.
Yep. I see that. And, it's got some room. It came off at 22.80. Okay. My turn, unless Dennis hops in. Simon Property Group, SPG. I mean, once again, there's so many other stocks out there to buy. It's trading up 239 here. I mean, it's got some room. I mean, maybe, man, this thing really moves around. Let me see on the dailies if I can see anything. 72.93. That was a high from yesterday. So let's take that out. And the party started. Your next daily high comes in at 75.35. Dennis, I'll give you another dog.
You're supposed to do two now. You go.
Oh, okay. Carnival Cruise Lines. I think I'll just echo those sentiments that Dennis had about these stocks are just, there's a lot of, up 85 cents here. Once again, if you look on swing trade, you can lean, what's the low here in CCL? Carnival Cruise.
I'd say $15.
Yeah, $15. Actually, 3 lows in that area. On the upside, 17.15. What do you need to do to get to yesterday's high? Wow, yesterday's high was way up at 17.83. Ooh, and another high at 18.04. So if you're holding out for a target there, a big target would be $18 in that one. Dennis, how about accidental petroleum?
Oxy?
Yeah.
Again, not participating. So these stocks, and it's just been hanging out here like ready to fall off a cliff. The market is helping it this morning, but it has not been participating in the recent rally as well. The reopening stocks have not been participating. It's been tech driving the bus. It has been the stay-at-home stocks that have been picking up the slack. Like look at EA and look at Activision, the gaming stocks all making new highs on the move again yesterday. You can clearly see that this market wants to own stocks, but it's not that interested in the reopening plays right now for obvious reasons. 50,000 cases yesterday. So don't tell me the market doesn't care. It cares because the market is rotating into tech and it's staying kind of away from some of the reopening plays. Like American Airlines gets, an ugly candle yesterday on a good day for the market. CCL, an ugly candle yesterday. So Occidental Petroleum falls in that same way. It wants the reopening. And, you have a level to lean on, 1720. Below that, I don't want to own it.
Okay, I'm going to do Zoom, which I just think is like the greatest product ever. I mean,
it's awesome product.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running the show here. I'm doing all this. I know how to set it up. I know how to work it. I mean,
they rock. They absolutely rock.
It is, valuation. I can't tell you anything about, but ease. And also, remember, Dennis, when we first started doing the show, I believe it was Adam Bratt was just pulling his hair out, trying to connect us because you're in Canada and I was in a different office all over the place. And it was the hard. Then we used Skype. We used GoToMeeting. This is like our 5th different platform, and
live stream.
Well, we do live stream. I can't explain it to you. You're not technically.
Yeah, you're still using live stream to a certain extent.
I think so. I hope so.
Zoom.
Oh, big old level here. Just tell me, it's all about 260, 162. That was the all-time high the other day on the Russell rebalance. 261 is where you hit yesterday. You're trading up 87 cents. And so, but if it's, I don't see this one having if it does break out, I don't know if you're going to have that other 8, 10, 12 point runner. Who knows what happens?
I think it could go to 300.
Yeah, eventually.
And why not? The valuation doesn't matter. It could. If you take out, I don't want to be sure it starts making new all-time highs. I said 4 days ago, I think it could top out. It cooled off for 2 days, and now it's coming right back, and it looks like it wants to break out here again. I would not want to be short the stock.
Okay. All right. And Dennis, I'll let you do this one. Apple.
I still own in the long-term portfolio. It's closing stores because of the reopening. It doesn't matter. It's just loved. Stock's going to try to make new all-time highs here. It's $5 away. I mean, from a growth perspective, it doesn't have the huge growth, but it does have the tech, and it is reasonably valued. Growth at a reasonable price with Google, Apple, Facebook to a certain extent. Some of these stocks are not in the bubbles that other stocks are. And so I still own all those. I have no intention to sell an Apple.
Okay. Quick question. Joel, Dennis, can you talk about trading on OTC? Dennis, I think you'll sum up both of our comments on OTC trading.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. OTC, you're talking pink sheets, you're talking obviously bonds trade over the counter. It's different, but once you start getting away from the exchanges, it gets trickier. So, I'm not sure. You'd have to go further into the question to know exactly what you're talking about. But OTC trading is obviously tricky when you get off exchange because bids, offers. Like I was trying to sell that bond that I had. It was a stock that turned to a bond, and they got a call around and find me bids. And I was like, I don't know, it's a good, but they're scalping and making some money on you too. So it's tricky. Once you start getting off exchange, trading is tricky. I stay on exchange with my trading.
Okay. All right. Since everything is hot electric, we will end the show with General Electric here.
Oh, that's the most boring one to end the show with. $7. It's got to get over 7 soon. If it doesn't get over 7, trouble ahead. I mean, could it be a turnaround story? Could it pop 10, 20%? Yeah, it could, but it's like Ford, General Motors. I mean, the story is as cold as ice. And, you think about these stocks, that are popping, like Tesla 10% every day. This is the opposite of that. This is a stock that nobody wants. This is a stock that everybody owns and nobody wants to. So, and people own it because they're stuck in it. I sold my G back at $13 or $14 that I had for a decade, and it had never made me money in that whole decade. Yes, I got some dividends off it, but it went down and drifted down. G has been a dog, really, going back since Welch has been gone. GE has not performed since Jack Welch has left that company, and that's almost 20 years ago, or it's at least 15 years ago. So at GE, just, and they keep trying new CEOs and keep trying to do things. They've done everything wrong. Honeywell and GE were two comparables one day. Honeywell did everything right. GE's done everything wrong. I have no interest in owning GE. There's a lot better places for my money. Could it pop? Could it rally with the dogs? Sure. Every dog has its day, but way easier making money in stocks that are hot than stocks that are not.
That's a good one. All right. We just hit that 31.47. That was a daily high, 56 and a quarter after that. I mean, on your average daily trading range, we could get to 76, 75. So holy smokes. But see what happens. You want to follow through that pre-market high. Trying to get Sean Emery on for Monday.
Oh, yeah, Sean.
Yep. Spencer will be back. We'll have to decide, what we want him to do next week. But we just want you to know, please remember that all the information from this show is meant to be used as informational purposes only, and not for investing or trading advice. Tell us about your winners, not your losers. Thanks a lot. We like doing this. We love you guys. Have a great trading day. Back with you on Monday.